everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and welcome to this midweek pondering video. So this week's ponderous topic is going to be all about our good friends, the Royal Mint. Now we've seen a couple of new coin releases come out from them in the last few weeks, so I want to talk a little bit about those, but I also want to talk generally about the Royal Mint's kind of perceived opportunistic tactics about them making so many coins for sort of 2017 and seem to be almost a little bit kind of money grabbing and basically just taking advantage of collectors. So I want to talk about that, but before I do, a couple of things I want to just say. First, if you hear a bunch of banging noise in the background, there are builders working on the next door neighbour's house, so there's not a lot I can do about that. I'm sorry in advance. Also, I am running a 2,000 subscriber giveaway at the moment. If you haven't checked it out yet, there's a link in the description below to the original subscriber video which I put up on Sunday. We hit 2,000 subscribers on Tuesday, so huge thank you to everybody who's new to the channel and joined since then. Thank you so much. Now, there are going to be two huge prize pools, so please make sure that you go and check out how to enter. You can go and comment on that original video to get into one prize pool, and also you can go over to my website, and if you use the code 2000 subs, you can get 10% off all of my hand-poured silver, and you get entered into a separate prize draw to win a customised piece of hand-poured silver. So lots of good opportunity to win some very cool prizes. So go check it out, links are in the description below. Okay, so Royal Mint, here we go. Now, the Royal Mint is a fantastic place. I have actually been there myself, and I've actually seen the Royal Mint in production, and it is a fantastically fun day out, I have to say. Really, really good. It would be very good for family day outs as well. I think it's certainly geared up for that, but even for an avid coin person, it is a phenomenally fun day out. Now, the Royal Mint is the it's the biggest mint in the UK. Now, it's interestingly enough that this is actually a private entity, and not a lot of people know that. And if you go onto their website and you have a look at the About Them page, you can see that, and it says the Royal Mint is a government-owned company. We are committed to providing a financial return to the UK government in line with agreed targets. So the Royal Mint is run as a private company that is there to make money for the government, which is very, very interesting, and that's going to be something to bear in mind as we go on talking about this particular topic. Now, the Royal Mint in 2017 has had some interesting decisions, shall we say, around sovereigns. So let's talk about sovereigns to start with. Now, the 2017 sovereign, it fell on an anniversary of the 200th anniversary of the sovereign. It also has fallen on numerous other anniversaries for various things. So we've seen a 65th coronation anniversary for the Queen. We've seen the 2017 sovereign. We've even seen a Piedfort sovereign. Loads of different sizes of other sovereigns, plain edge, reeded edge, and we've now seen a platinum wedding anniversary sovereign come out very recently as well. This one is the Strike on the Day anniversary sovereign, really lovely coin. I do think this is going to be a very good coin for the future in terms of return on investment. I do love it. I think it's a fantastic design. But we have, as I said, seen a large number of sovereigns come out in 2017, and if you are an avid sovereign collector, now I'm not really an avid sovereign collector, so I don't feel like I have to have every single type and variety out there, which is a good thing, because if I did, I would have to spend something like £10,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. But I think you would be most put out if you had jumped on the 65th anniversary sovereign at the start of the year, because there were 750 of them minted, and it was a very, very nice looking coin, and a lot of people jumped on that bandwagon because it was going to be very low mintage. 750 is pretty tiny, certainly when you compare it with the 2018 sovereign, which has just come out, of over 10,000, or I think it's actually 13,000 mintage. So hugely tiny mintage. However, in the 2017 year, we also had the Platinum Wedding Anniversary sovereign release, and that's the one that's just come out. Absolutely no difference whatsoever to the 65th wedding anniversary sovereign. No distinguishing marks, no mint marks, no privy marks, no anything like that. And the only difference will be the presentation box and the COA that comes with it. So I'd be pretty miffed if I'd bought that first one, because both of them are basically going to cannibalise each other in terms of mintage. They are essentially the same coin, just with a different packaging. Now that provides kind of an interesting thought for graders and things like that. How are they going to know which coin is which? It's going to be very difficult to tell unless you can prove that you've got a certain COA. But my question is also, when you've sent something for grading, yeah, you might be able to prove it. They might ask for you to send the COA in as well, so that they know which one it is. But that's based on your honesty. And also, if you've sent a bunch in for grading, you're going to have a whole bunch of COAs and boxes left over. There's nothing stopping you from taking the 65th wedding anniversary sovereigns and putting them in the platinum wedding anniversary sovereigns box, or vice versa. So it's very interesting that we might end up with, you know, significantly more or less of one type on the market, and there's no real way of actually knowing because they're going to be split all around the world, and it's just, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting decision. Now, is this an opportunistic tactic from the Royal Mint? That's kind of, I guess, the whole topic of this video. It's not really the Royal Mint's fault that so many anniversaries fell in 2017. It's certainly not, you know, their fault that the Queen's lived so long and is able to celebrate a 65th anniversary and a 70th anniversary, as somebody very keenly pointed out on the Silver Forum. So, is it really their fault? Is it, you know, are they being opportunistic? A little bit, but at the end of the day, you know, remember, they're a money-making company. They are there not just to provide coins for the actual country to use, but they're there to make money. And, you know, they have also lots of other contracts with lots of different other countries to make the coins for those countries. I think it's something like 90 different countries around the world that they make coins and medals for. So, you know, they do make money. That's their point. Just remember that. However, if we're going to talk about being opportunistic, there is one coin that I definitely want to talk about, and that is Peter Rabbit. Now, in 2016, we saw the release of the Beatrix Potter 150th anniversary Beatrix Potter coins, and we saw the proof 50p Peter Rabbit. Now, the 50p Peter Rabbit that came out in 2016 was incredibly popular on the secondary market. It was, you know, selling for £500–600, I think, basically at some point. So hugely popular, hugely valuable, considering it was only 8 grams of sterling silver. So very, very popular indeed. Now, in 2017, they released this Peter Rabbit, and what they did was they doubled the mintage. Now, there was a lot of demand for this coin, and in fact, it was probably the fastest selling coin of 2017 for the Royal Mint. It literally crashed their website, and you know, I remember jumping on there very, very early in the morning, and I had to wait about 10 minutes to get on and actually buy these. But later on in the day, I tried to jump on to buy some more, and I had to wait for about, well, I didn't even wait, because it said wait for 6 hours before it was even your turn to get on the website, let alone go and buy them. So yeah, really huge demand for these, and they'd upped the price as well, doubled the mintage, so they raked it in. They absolutely milked this Peter Rabbit. And it's interesting that they chose to do another Peter Rabbit, because there's a lot of other characters from the Beatrix Potter series, and I think the original plan was to basically make all of the different characters, but they ended up making another Peter Rabbit, I think specifically to sell it as, you know, as much as they could, basically. And I remember doing a survey. I got sent a survey from the Royal Mint earlier this year asking, would I like to see a third version of the Peter Rabbit? And so I think they're probably going to gear up for that. So that's going to be my pick for 2018. I think there's going to be another Peter Rabbit 50p coin. But as we've seen with this one, because there's double the mintage, there really isn't going to be as much demand. I think, well, there's going to be a lot of demand for them, but I don't think there's going to be much return. Certainly not like the 2016 versions. So there you go. So yeah, you know, opportunistic. I think for the Peter Rabbits, you could probably call them opportunistic for that. There were a lot of people who jumped on that bandwagon to try and make a quick buck. But the only ones that really made the most money from that 2017 edition Peter Rabbit were the Royal Mint themselves. So that then brings us on to the last set of coins which I've got on the table here, which is the Queen's Beast series. Now, the Queen's Beast series is one that I've talked about quite a lot before. I think it's a fantastic series. I think it's going to do very well in the long run, just as a series in general. But it's got to a point, and I've made a video on this before, you know, how many Queen's Beasts are too many Queen's Beasts, and how many Queen's Beasts actually are there. There are lots, but we should just separate this up first into the sort of the Bullion version. So you've got the 2-ounce versions, which are the first ones to come out, and then you've also got the proof versions as well. Now the Bullion versions, you know, they're not really that limited in their mintage. They're not rare at all, but they are absolutely gorgeous and fantastic, and they're made. We should also point out that the Royal Mint is split into two kind of entities for its Bullion and its proof divisions, and they don't often line up, so they're coming out with different releases at different times, which is very interesting. But yeah, so we've got the Bullion version. So here's the 10-ounce Griffin. I showed it a couple of, well, last week I think on my In Focus Friday. It's a fantastic coin. Really love that coin. And the 10-ounce, you know, set is going to look fantastic, as is the 2-ounce silver set. So that's kind of the Bullion versions, you know, nice and simple, just two. However, we then jump into the world of the proof versions, and we have a rather large volume of proof versions. There's the quarter ounce gold, there's the 1 ounce gold, I think there's even a kilo gold, there's there's going to be all of these different sizes that come out. And if you are an avid collector and you want to collect every single Queen's Beast coin that comes out, whether it be proof or bullion, you are going to have to be spending an awful lot of money each year. Of course, the quarter ounce gold are in bullion versions as well as the 1 ounce bullion versions. So if you had the entire set, you'd be spending an awful lot of money every year. Almost too much money, I think, to collect the entire set. So, for me as a collector, I love this set. It's going to be part of the focus for, collecting for the next sort of 4 or 5 years that this is going to be running. I'm going to be collecting the quarter ounce proofs, quarter ounce gold proofs, the quarter ounce bullions, the silver 10 ounce, the silver 2 ounce, and then I'm umming and ahhing about whether to backdate the 1 ounce gold versions for my pension stack, but I have not decided on those yet. So yeah, huge kind of amounts of coins there. Again, is it opportunistic from the Royal Mint? A little bit maybe, but I don't really blame them. It's probably the last opportunity they've got to make a set like this before Queenie pops her clogs, and it is pretty much going to be the last running set that the Queen is going to be kind of on, long running set anyway. So I don't really have too many problems with that. And as I said at the start of the video, they are kind of a money making entity in their own right. So should we be annoyed with them? Maybe a little bit. If we're an avid collector, I'd be annoyed on certain things, but in general I think the Royal Mint does a very good job. Their quality is very good. They do have a few issues with quality control sometimes, but generally when they get it right really, really well. So that's about all I want to talk about. So guys, do share your thoughts on this. Do put in the comment section what you think about this very interesting topic, whether or not you think they're being too opportunistic or not opportunistic enough, who knows. If you like this video, thumbs up, please do share it around on your social media as well. That would be very helpful for everything I do here at Backyard Bullion. Don't forget to check out my subscriber giveaway as well. Links are in the description below. And don't forget to use the 10% discount code, which gets you entry into that separate prize draw as well on my website. That's 2,000 subs. Guys, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure that you like, share, comment and subscribe for more.